We have been literally considered to be an insignificant factor in the world economy and economic affairs and world affairs. The powers that be, the leaders of the world, G20 nations, don't even consider us when they sit down at the table to talk about world things. They don't talk about us. They call us useless eaters. That's not my word. I'm quoting from the summits. They call us useless eaters. They call us redundant laborers. That's what they call us. And because we are an insignificant factor, but yet we praise God more than any other people on this planet. We do more praying, we do more shouting, we do more praising, and we're the least productive people on this planet. Yes, sir. Are y'all grabbing what I'm saying? Yes, I do. Why is that? Because we think we are on the right track. And the reason why we think we're on the right track is because we were raised in a lie. And we're good-hearted people. Good-hearted people. Last week when I was in Rochester, I was talking about the definition of the word love, and I was given the Greek meaning of the word love. Now grab how deep this goes. And for those, how many of you here do not know about the 4 Greek words for love? You do not know about the 4 Greek words. Okay, for those who don't know, let me educate you. There are 4 Greek words for the one English word love. Grab this. The first word is called storgion. It's spelled S-T-O-R-G-E-O-N. Storgion. Storgion is ecstatic love. The love of an ecstatic moment. It's much like that euphoria that you feel during a sexual relationship and you end up saying, I love you. So when a person says, I love you, what they're really saying is, I storgy on you. In other words, I love what's happening to my nerve endings right now. That's what that, y'all got what I'm saying? You know, that's what you love. You love what's happening to your neurological system at that moment. And it's so euphoric that you just get your eyes rolled back in your head and you say love. The other love is eros, E-R-O-S. The Greek word still means love in English. Okay? Eros is what's called sexual love. Eros means I love what happens in my body when we're around each other. In other words, when we're needed, you turn me on, one of those kind of things. My body just starts, when we get close to each other, my body just reacts. That's called eros. The other love is called phileo. How many of y'all have ever heard that before? Phileo, P-H-I-L-E-O. And we've been taught that that's called brotherly love. Like the city of what? Philadelphia, right? Philadelphia. But now we've been taught as brotherly love, but it's not brotherly love. It's the love between 2 men. Yeah. Got me? And then the highest form of love in the Greeks, among the Greek culture, is agape. Yeah. How many of y'all have heard that word before? Yeah. Agape, right. Now, you've probably seen churches named Agape Christian Fellowship or Agape, Baptist or whatever. Agape. Now, we think because we're black folk, because our heart is in the right place as Africans, we think agape has something to do with God. Because the definition of the word agape is the highest form of love. So when it comes to us as a people, that's God. But remember, y'all, it's a Greek word. Follow this. The Greeks had no idea who God was until they invaded Africa. But before they invaded Africa, agape was still in their vocabulary. So it could not have anything to do with God. So what does agape mean, Brother Ray? Agape is the highest form of love among the Greek culture, and that is adult male to child male sex. That's agape.
Yeah.
Once you understand this, it will help you to understand why Roman Catholic priests have no problem molesting little boys. That's agape.
Yeah.
Y'all grab what I'm saying? In fact, guess what, y'all? In case y'all didn't know this, and let me drop this painful information on y'all. All right? As a psychotherapist, there's a book that we use called the Diagnostic Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders, DSM-V.
Yes, sir.
Right? Well, the new DSM-V5 has now changed pedophilia from being an abnormal to normal.
Wow, that is messed up.
Did y'all hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Pedophilia is now classified as normal activity. Everybody say this. He who controls the printed page controls the thinking of the age. When you start declaring in your medical journals sick activity as normal activity, then what's to protect our children?
That's right. That's right.
I hope y'all grabbing what I'm saying here. So this sister last week, she came to me after I finished teaching. She said, Dr. Hayes, I enjoyed everything you said. I was with you all the way until you went homophobic on me. And I didn't go home. I don't think I went homophobic. All I did was I gave the definition of the word agape and told what it means. In fact, all the words in the Greek for love it has to do with same-sex love. All of that, you need to understand it, okay? That's the Greek culture. It's not an African thing, y'all. I'll say it again, it's not an African thing. It's just that a lot of black folk are starting to take on white folks' ways. You know, not only in our sexuality, but the piercings and everything. Okay? All right, I ain't gonna mess with y'all's piercings now. Oh, man. Let me conclude this by saying, because we have engaged in a season of lies, not to mention that we're entering into a real season of lies.
Yeah.
In a few days, y'all gonna be celebrating
Break it down.
this whole thing of genocide and mass murder. Y'all gonna call it Thanksgiving. You know, let me just solve that this way. Make every day Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Every time you sit down to eat, do what Africans do. Africans sit down to eat, and they also have a place at the table for the ancestors. Have an empty plate sitting there to remember our ancestors. That came from us, y'all. Pouring libation, that came from us. How many of y'all have ever seen winos in the street?
Yep.
They get a bottle. They open that bottle, they pour some on the ground and say, for the brothers who ain't here.
Yeah.
That's called pouring libation. You're remembering those who have gone on. That's something that we've always done. Don't forget those who have transitioned. Now, as I close, let me help you understand. We have missed our spirituality because we have become what they scheduled us to be.
Okay.
Did y'all hear how I said that?
Yes.
Remember the timeline. The timeline here from 500 to 1500 AD at the end of this fingertip. Well, what year are we in? 2013. So let's go away over to that wall now. Okay? So that means that nowadays we are truly living in a lie. And our musicians used to try to tell us that.
Yes.
We didn't hear them. There wasn't that song out some years ago about the whole world's a masquerade.
Yeah.
Everybody wears a double face.
That's right. Yeah.
Then a brother came out with smiling faces. Smiling faces, sometimes they don't tell the truth.
That's right.
Yeah. They're telling us that we've been living a lie. And because we're living a lie, we're trying to gain our power and we're not gaining it. We're sitting around arguing over which religion is right. Grab how deep this goes. We're having discussions over which religion is right. How many young people got killed in St. Louis last 2 weeks? While we're arguing over whether you are you saved? You ain't saved? You know you need to be saved. Saved from what? You need to be saved from your sin. What sin? How do you know that I sinned? How do you know that?
Oh, me?
What sins are you talking about? You can talk about your sins, but you can't tell me about my sins. You don't know what sins I've committed. What are you talking about? Well, I don't need to know what sins you committed. The Bible says all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. And see, this is that mentality we got, man. You know, we got that mentality. I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain. And here's the deep part. I'm doing my best to make it in. See, religion won't let you know. Grab this. Religion won't let you know that you're okay with God.
Yes. Right. Yes. That's right. Yes.
Religion won't let you know. That's why we sing, Lord, I'm running, trying to make 100. What's the rest, y'all? 9 1/2 won't do. Come on, y'all know it.
It is what it is.
99 1/2 won't do. Now, how do you know if you made 100 or not?
Right.
You don't know. That's why you say, Lord, I'm running, trying to make 100. You need to know that you and God are okay.
That's right.
Not that you might be okay, or that's a horrible thing, man, to live your whole life and get up there and God said, sorry. Nope. You're only at 87. I almost made it. You had 99 7/8. Not good enough. And you want to say, damn, I could have just been, I could have been, you mean tell me I could have been doing all that stuff that I really wanted to do? You need to know. Religion won't let you know. You have to have faith. You have to believe. You have to hope.
Hope.
I hope I'll be saved.
Come on.
Don't you know that the Bible tells you that hope ain't gonna ever happen?
Yeah, come on, teach.
Romans 8th chapter tells you plain as day. It says, for we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen ain't hope.
Well,
Why hope for something if you see it? That's what it says. Then it goes on to say, so then what we do is we'll just patiently wait for that which we hope for. We'll patiently wait for that which we hope for. Let that sink in. We'll patiently wait for that for which we hope for. That's what the Roman Catholic bishops did for y'all. Roman Catholic bishops put a program together to keep you constantly off kilter. And then attached to that is your money.
Yeah. Teach on
You don't really know if you're going to be with God. And then so what they do is attached to that, they tell you that you need to give to be pleasing to God. If you want God to bless you, if you want God to open up the windows of heaven for you, you must what? Yeah. In fact, they call it tithe.
Let's talk about tithe.
Now, Sharon told me some time ago that I committed financial suicide when I taught that. He said, of all things you taught, you should have never taught about tithe. Because once you tell folk that they ain't gonna go to hell, they don't give their 10%, boom. And he wasn't lying. He did not lie. He did not lie. He did not lie. I said, brother, if you ever told the truth, that's what you told the truth. Yeah, but I can't help it, family. I can't, the truth is not for sale.
All right.
It's not from this place. For those who are visiting with us who may not know what I'm referring to, Malachi, the 3rd chapter, verses 8 through 10. How many of y'all know about that? Will a man rob God?
Yeah.
Yes. Now listen carefully to that. Will a man, not will the people, will a man rob God? Yet you have robbed me. Not y'all have robbed me, you have robbed me. And ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? You have robbed me in tithes and offerings.
Go ahead.
So bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there might be meat in my house. And prove me now, saith the Lord, if I won't open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you won't have room to receive. You hear what it said?
That's what it said.
And so we've been taught that, and those verses are used to make y'all find one dime out of every dollar to give to the support of the ministry. And that's why many of our ministries are doing so well. But the preacher never reads Malachi 2:1 to y'all.
Well, go ahead.
Malachi 2:1 says, and now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you. It's not to the people. It's to the priests who were misusing the tithe that the people were bringing. And by the way, tithe had nothing to do with money.
Well,
It was your crops.
Right. Come on. Please.
I shouldn't have taught that, huh, Sharon?
no.
Family, my heart's desire, my plea, my prayer, my aim, my purpose is to get us back to being the spiritual people that we are.
Yes, sir.
Now, let me share something with you. Suppose this is a Bible. Suppose this was a Quran. Suppose this was a Torah. The quickest way back to spirituality is to do this.
Sir.
You know why? Religion is about making you think that God said certain things about certain things. If God can speak to Mr. A and to write it in a book about what God wants you to do, then God can speak to you.
Teach, God. That's right.
See, that's the problem, y'all. We're so busy listening to the man standing up here in the pulpit. And we call him the man of God. Not the man of God. Now, this is some deep stuff because we put so much trust and faith in what the preacher has to say about the will of God, that you have done the same thing that the Catholic Church did. The Catholic Church has somebody called the Pope. Do you not know that Catholics honestly believe that the Pope is what is called the vicar of Christ? V-I-C-A-R. Vicar means the one who stands in the place of. And whatever the Pope says, God said. So we look to the religious leader to be our guide.
Yes.
And I try to tell folks here, don't look to me to be your guide.
That's right.
I'm trying to get it right too. I'm your teacher. I'm not your guide. You know who your guide is? Everybody point like this. Your guide is right in here. And if you slow down long enough and quiet yourself long enough, you'll hear your guide speaking to you. When it comes to life decisions that have to be made, anything you're confronted with, all you got to do is be still.
Yes.
Your voice inside you will tell you, yeah.
Yes, sir.
You ain't got to pick up the phone and call Sister Watermelon. You ain't got to pick up the phone and call Brother Goodfellow. You ain't got to pick up the phone and call nobody. All you got to do is be still.
Yes.
When it comes to making movements in your life, where, oh man. Like I say, the steps of a person are ordered by God. God speaks in your spirit.
Yes, sir.
But we ain't hearing our spirit because of religion. You want to make a decision, you want to open the book and try to find, no, I can't do it there. No. Do you not know your spirit tells you everything? What did you do? What did our people do before they gave us a Bible? What did we do? All God consciousness, the movement of spirit, the move of God in us is personal. Oh man, I'm feeling this thing. It's individualistically unique. God may tell you to do something and may tell me to do just the opposite.
Right.
See, what happens is we try to dictate to others what we think the mind of God is. Stop it! That's what's holding us back. Our power is in our spiritual freedom.
Yes.
The analogy that I love to use, and I close with this analogy, is this. A bird has been given the gift of flight. The dumbest thing in the world is for a bird to go to school and learn how to fly. Birds do not have to take classes on how to fly. The number one reason why most birds can't fly is because they are in a cage. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell the bird what they need to do to fly. You might say you need to start praying 3 or 4 times a day. You need to stop, turn your plate down and fast and shut in and seek God. You ain't got to go through all that. Just remove the daggone cage.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Get rid of the cage that's keeping us from flying. What is that cage? Religion.
Yes, sir.
What is that cage? People's opinion. You're more concerned what people think about you. The hell with what folks think about you.
That's right.
They ain't got to die for you. You got to die for you. Get rid of the cage that's stopping you from spreading your wings.
Yes.
And when you spread your wings, you'd be surprised how beautiful you fly.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Folk might not like the way you fly. You ever see a hummingbird? Hummingbird fly? You ever see how that hummingbird flaps his wings? You can't even see the wings, they moving so fast. You ever see an eagle fly? They flap their wings all together different, don't they? Everybody got their own way of flying, man.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem. We want to get into religion so everybody can fly the same. That's how you do it ain't real. God didn't make you like me, and God didn't make me like you. God made you to be you.
Yes,
so stop trying to be like other people.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Just be who you are.
Yes, sir.
Let the spirit in you come forth, no matter who don't like it.
Right.
When God speaks in your spirit, don't be, I got to say this before I close. Some of y'all sitting here, y'all been holding back because God gives you an awareness about things and you don't want to say nothing because you don't know how it's going to be taken. So folk might think you crazy.
Yeah.
You see things in dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all sitting here right now, you
Yeah.
see, that's how God communicates to you through dreams
Yes, sir.
and visions.
Yes, sir.
But you've been taught
Yes.
that God don't talk like that no more. God don't speak through dreams and visions no more. Said who?
Yes.
If God has given you a dream, then come on, man.
Yes.
Stop holding back on who you are. Some of y'all are holding back on who you are so bad it's driving you to drink. You taking pills for stress and everything because you're suppressing that truth in you.
Yeah.
Release it, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And be the man, be the woman that God has called you to be.
That's right.
Let's stop living in the season of lies. And stop trying to define God.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I promise you, your life will be a whole lot better.
Yeah. Wow. 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 That was powerful.
Stop trying to define God. Isn't that amazing? That's why I had the subject today. What is knowing God? A lot of people think they know God. They don't know God. They know doctrine. Okay, there's a difference. Big difference. Okay. And so, man, we encourage you guys to engage in the learning process. I trust that you were blessed by the message today. Okay, let me bring this up here on screen now. Okay, and of course, if you're watching, those of you watching there on YouTube, all right, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. Okay, excuse me. Nose has been itching all through the message, right? And I went, okay, but at any rate, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're there. All right, and hit that notification bell. All right, and give me those thumbs up, man. Get our numbers up. Yeah, get our numbers up. Also, my email address. Make careful note of it. rayhagins@gmail.com. Not Higgins, not two G's, RAYHAGINS, as you see it right there. Okay. Also, I encourage your family to log on and listen to our 24-hour day, 7-day a week webcast at our website, theafricanvillage.org. Okay, just go there and you'll see a big play arrow down in the middle of the page. Click that big play arrow and you'll hear me teaching. All right? Yep, you'll hear me teaching. Okay, let's look at the next thing here. Those of you who want to support us with your donations, I thank you so very much. Let me just take a moment to speak to this, okay? Because there's no way in the world I could do this, y'all. No way that I could do this if it wasn't for you. Got me? Like the greatest teacher in the world is at a handicap if folk don't pay no attention to him. Got me? You guys have supported my work. You've donated to it, and that's why we're able to still be here. And you might have heard me say this before. I don't do this for money, but I do need money to do this. Yeah, all this stuff costs, man, Okay, so when you make your donations, it helps us out with our expenses tremendously. All right. If you're making your donation through PayPal, the PayPal address is africanvillage1@aol.com. If you're making your donation through Cash App, it's # Dr. Ray Hagins. Okay. And by the way, because I've been getting some inquiries about this. Okay, that is attached to my Lamplight Group account. And so what is the Lamplight Group? So if you see Lamplight Group comes up, that's still me. Okay, that is the arm of our organization that handles all of our media. You follow what I'm saying? Okay, all of our DVDs and CDs and production and all that kind of stuff. The Lamplight Group does all that. Okay, yeah. All right, the next point is Zelle. If you're making a donation through Zelle, it's my email address, rayhagins@gmail.com. All right, or you can mail in your donation if you wish, the African Village, and send it to our Georgia address now. Okay, 863 Flat Shoals Road, Southeast, Suite number 242, Conyers, Georgia 30094. Got that? Okay, and you can always kind of come and scroll back if you have to get whatever you missed there. Okay. Starting tonight.
That's it, y'all.
Tonight, you're going to see, or you're going to be present, I hope, those of you who've signed up. And we had a full class, by the way. I'm thankful for that. I didn't realize so many people really want to know, what does the Bible say? Understand this, brothers and sisters. You can understand the Bible from a doctrinal perspective or from an expository perspective. A doctrinal perspective means that religious leaders got together and came up with an idea of what they want their people to believe. And then they found verses in the Bible that support what they want people to believe. Okay? And then chain link those verses together to create a doctrine, causing you to live in a way that the Bible says nothing about. Got me? So come on and be a part of our class and learn the truth. Okay, we're doing an analysis of the biblical text, and we're going to be explaining the difference to you for my brain just did that to me. Okay, explaining the difference to you of as I said, expository Bible study, which is actually dealing with the verse as it's meant to be in the original etymology of the words, okay, instead of what Bishop so-and-so said this means. Got me? Free your mind, y'all, okay? Also, by the way, if, hey, of course you got to, can't leave you guys out, right? Black Achievement Fund. And I thank all of you guys who have been joining. Thank you so very much. Come on and be a part of the Black Achievement Fund. Yeah, man. Powerful brothers and sisters doing some great things. I'm glad to be a part of it. I want you to be a part of it. Come on, man. Okay, there's their website there, baf.solutions. Go there after we go off there. All right, at 2:00, coming up at the 2:00 hour. All right, Brother Arkey, he does every Sunday at 2:00. He shares his vision of the Black Achievement Fund and what we have to accomplish, what he sees in his head for us to do. Okay, I'm very impressed with it. To be honest with you, yes. In fact, I took out a personal membership and a corporate membership for the African Village. Okay, so come on and be a part of our experience, man, with the Black Achievement Fund. Yeah, family, come on and be a part of us. Okay. Okay, it's time for me to get ready to get out of here now. I've enjoyed being with you guys today. I trust you got something out of the message. I really do. As far as helping give you direction, giving you guidance, and answering questions for you. Yeah, I hope you got that today. I did. I hope you got that today. All right. Okay, let's get ready to do this and do what we do by saying the African in me loves the African in you. And when we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You know why? Because you're easy to love. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready to do that right now. And let me pull this up here, make sure I got everything right. Okay, and here we go. Let's get it going, man. Yeah. All right, yeah. There it is. Yeah. Come on, y'all.
In me, love in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do.
African in me, love African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy.
Hey,
you're so easy. You're easy. Easy to love. Let's do it again. Come on. The African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. You're easy.
Black love.
Easy to love. Principles of my heart. Truth. Come on.
That we need love that we you.
When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. Yeah, truth that's in me, nothing that's in you. Oh, when we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. You are so easy. Oh God, you're easy. You're easy to love. Justice, come on.
Justice in me, love,
Justice in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do.
I know I'm
Justice in me,
I'm gonna turn it up.
Justice.
When we come together, there ain't nothing
we can't do.
You're
You're easy. You are so easy. You're so easy. Easy to love. Righteousness. The righteousness in me. Love the righteousness in you.
When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do.
The righteousness in me. Love
The
the righteousness
righteousness in you.
when we come together.
There ain't nothing we can't do.
You're easy. You're so easy. You're easy. You're easy to love. Let's close out with the African in me. Come on. The
African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do.
African
In me, love the African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do.
You're easy. You are so easy. You're so easy. Oh yeah.
Easy to love.
You are so easy to love.
My brother.
You're so easy to love. Oh, family. Oh, it's been wonderful having you guys with me today. Thank you for being here. Okay, I pray that you got something out of the teaching today. Okay, that make a difference in your life. All right. Okay, listen, those of you who have signed up for the study course, I'll see you guys at 7:00. Okay, the room will open at 6:30. Okay, this way, anybody's had if we got to get any kinks out of the way, we got a half hour to do that. Okay, it's always something, man, when these things happen.
Just fellowship.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to be working on those of you who have had a problem communicating. Let me tell you by the way, I think I might have said it, but the number one problem I've been having, okay, is people who are typing their email address and they make a typo. Okay, it's still going to register that that's your email address. Then when I try to send something back to you, it's going to be undeliverable. Okay, so if there's somebody out there who did not get an email from me because we sent them out last night, okay, if you didn't get an email, it's probably one of those situations, and we need to look into it. All right, family, I'm out of here. Thank you for being with me today. Until next week, you guys out there stay strong, and I'll see y'all tonight. All right, yeah, buddy, peace.
Peace and power to the people. Dr. Ray Hagins, that's my brother. Good day, family. Good day. I had to get my message in too with Dr. Ray Hagins. I love Dr. Ray Hagins. I can listen to him. Took me 13 years to get back, to him from where I was at before. But when I did make that full circle, I still had my notes. I still have my notes from like 2013. So, I feel like I'm, in the right place on a lot of things, but I'm still evolving too. I'm still learning too. I'm just excited to be learning. I am so excited and so grateful that, I got something new. I got something new. Me, Face the Nation. This is newer than anything I've ever had. I can't even explain it. It's priceless. You know, I feel like I got the whole world. I got all of the treasures in the world right here in my hands, in my lap. You know, I feel like that because I woke up and I see my people. You know, and my people, y'all, we are so rich. Oh, we so rich. But good day, family. How you doing, 100? It's so good to see you. It is good to see you. I don't know if what am I putting there? I don't know if the algorithm been messing up on y'all or not, but I had been seeing familiar names and stuff because I'm beginning to know y'all and stuff too. And like I said, you ain't got to be here, but I do be looking for you. I be seeing some of y'all on other channels. Yep, when I be on other channels and stuff, I see some of y'all names and stuff. Sometimes I come in and be like, good day. You know, sometimes I just be on the channel and just keep my mouth shut. You know, yeah, it's so good to see y'all. And we ain't gonna be here long. We just gonna come and get us a little goodness from Dr. Carl Anderson. And then we going out and get us some sunlight because honey, it's the weather is coming around for us, giving us more and more of what we need, which is the sun. So yeah, let's get the fundamentals out the way and stuff. You know, I'm Face the Nation, and you know we on Bolden Unchained. We ain't religious. You know, even though we do listen and we do learn, I'm not religious. I should say I'm not religious here. I'm spiritual. Yeah, I hug a tree. We'll probably fight if you try to cut down a tree. Yeah, you try to cut down, we'll probably go at it and stuff. I'll probably be so hurt and upset at you. You gonna change your mind about cutting down that tree. So see, I'm not religious and stuff. I don't believe in nothing that's anti-life, nothing that's anti-black, that's anti-me. My people, I don't believe in none of that stuff. I'm not for it and stuff, you know. So yeah, I'm spiritual. I'm so thankful I found out that I'm spiritual. Oh, I thank the ancestors. I don't have to even worry and stress myself. You know, oh, I'm so grateful. Yeah, but the copyright disclaimer, y'all, under 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So now that we got that out the way, we're going to go ahead and read because we done had us, you know, some truth from Dr. Ray Hagins. And, you know, I believe in it. You know, I believe in truth. It's all about my ancestors. My views are a little different and stuff. All of our views are different, especially when we all start to thinking on our own and stuff. Yeah, we're going to have different thoughts, different ways to get there and stuff, you know. But it's not to lead you because I'm not nobody follower. Shoot, I know ain't nobody going to the 12th university. You ain't going to the 12th and never. Maybe two people be like, I'm going to go with your face. But, you know, yeah, you have to live for you and die for you. Yeah. I'm just saying, like Dr. Ray Havens had said earlier, something to the effect of, you know, you got to live this experience alone. You got to come into it alone, and you got to go out of it alone. So, you know, yeah, I'm not, you know, leading. No, I ain't nobody leader. Ain't nobody my leader either. Because I follow my own way, my own thoughts and stuff. It's okay to get information and knowledge. But at the bottom line, the end of the day, you got to spread that blanket out on that bed. You got to put them pillows in that comforter. Make your own bed. You know, that's all I'm saying and stuff. I just want us to have the tools, just like everybody else is giving us the tools, the knowledge, you know, trying to help us get the skills and stuff so we can make that wise decision. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, so that we can, hey, start thinking and stuff. Maybe y'all will. Maybe y'all tell me, Face, you know, if you was wrong. And okay, I can get with that. I can listen and learn if I was wrong. But right now at this point, I'm still not going to heaven, you know. But yeah, we just need to learn these things right here so we can make our own decisions regarding our own life and afterlife. And you know, I can't, it don't sit well with me that my people could possibly be trapped in heaven again forever and ever and ever. That don't sit right with me. It seemed like it could be the farthest thing from the truth. What would make you think of that? Well, you got too much time on your hands, Face, if you done sat there and thought that black people won't be okay in heaven. Who thinks like that? Where would you get that from? To think that. Do you know how many people face? Do you know how many people you finna throw in a turmoil? With that, I got it from right here. This is where I got it from. If you read it, maybe you'll see why I say for my people to end up in heaven with white folks. It's not right. It's not, I don't think it's true. Prove to me that it's true. And then, I'll consider. But I just want us to have all the knowledge we can. When you get the book and you read the book, maybe you'll come up with your own experience, your future, your forever life. Because that's what dying from here means. You leave from here, but you live on forever somewhere else. In the afterlife. Black people. And I just feel like to be in heaven and stuff. No, that don't seem right. That's wrong. So yeah, I gotta tell it too. Ain't that right? That's what the times is now. Stand in your truth. Let all your people know what seems amiss. For Black people, it's a whole lot missed. That's just where I'm at and stuff, and I'm happy being here. I'm happy being able to speak and tell us these things. Yeah. I know we don't want to hear it and stuff, but hey, we're going to have to hear it over and over and over again till we start thinking and connecting the dots. Too much time done passed. But what were we reading? We read, y'all know we read them a couple of times about those secret protective orders. This right here is More Dirty Little Secrets by Dr. Claude Anderson and his son, Brent. Yeah. His son, Brent. We didn't even read. I did this service to y'all. I apologize. We didn't even read the back of this. I think I just jumped into it, I think. But when we done, because this is our book, we will read the back of it because it's got some knowledge on the back of it also. And we done did a lot of learning and studying since we've started. Since we opened the airwaves to this channel right here. We done learned about our soldiers. We done learned about abolitionists. We done learned about the wars and stuff and some of the law, the compromises, like that 3/5 compromise. We've learned so much. The first bank, the first hospital, the cowboys, the Black cowboys that we have. And there's a Black rodeo, don't you? There is a literal Black rodeo. Take your baby to see some horses. Bill Pinkett. I believe that's the name. Bill Pinkett Radio. Take your baby to see some horses. See Black people galloping on horses and stuff. Yes, take them to something new, something different. It's time right now. We got to be able to, activate their creative genius that's inside of them. Yeah, this is very crucial. That whatever your baby's talent is and stuff, help them find it if they don't know, if you don't know. But you've been with them their whole life and stuff. You should know. Well, he's been loving them things since he was 3. You got to water his gift. We got to water each other's gift and stuff now. So right here, y'all, we finna learn about Black Coast Guard heroes. Coast Guard heroes, well, Black men saved the world in all the ways. From what I can see. Yep, so let's get with it. Let's read. A group of Black unsung naval heroes on Pea Island, North Carolina, were lifesavers on our coastal waters. Long before there was a United States Coast Guard. Oh, a group of Black unsung naval heroes on Pea Island, North Carolina, were lifesavers. They were lifesavers, y'all, before there was even a United States Coast Guard. Black men was. Yeah, Black men. In the late 1800s, the United States Life-Saving Service manned coastal stations, patrolled coastal waters, and performed rescue missions. In 1880, Richard Etheridge became the service's first African-American commander when he took charge of the Pea Island, North Carolina life-saving station. Etheridge, a Civil War veteran familiar with local waters, led an all-Black crew whose predecessors had walked off the job in protest of Etheridge's appointment. Oh, they were mad because he got the position and walked their asses off. Wow. So, the all-black crew came in. Yep. In order to help his men pass the required civil service examination, he taught them to read and write. In a dramatic 1896 sea rescue, the black lifesavers brought safely to shore all passengers and the crew from the shipwrecked E.S. Newman. Almost a century later, the surfmen's public service was recognized when the United States Coast Guard presented gold life-saving medals to their black descendants. The grandchildren, their children. And now to see everything that we've done, that our people have done and accomplished and contributed, being wiped away. I'm glad that Mother Earth and cosmology and the ethers is waking up and fighting back. Yep. Because, we as people are not actively fighting back, pushing back against things that are happening today. But Mother Earth is now, and the ethers is fighting back too. They pushing back against all this futuristic stuff that's going on, because all of this is anti-life and it's interfering with the natural order of life. It is, y'all. Watch and see. Watch and see. Black Detroiters moved on up. In July 1831, Ruth and Thornton Blackburn escaped from slavery in Kentucky to settle and work jobs in Detroit, Michigan. Within a short time, they built a reputation for being a hard-working and honest couple. 2 years later, a posse of Kentucky slave catchers rode into Detroit and had the Blackburns arrested. When black men in Detroit got the word, they armed themselves with pistols, while black women planned less violent tactics to rescue the couple. Ooh-wee! They went and saved them. I know they did. A delegation of black women visited Ruth Blackburn in her cell. One of the visiting black women exchanged clothes with Mrs. Blackburn, who then walked out of the jail with the delegation. That very night, the black delegation secreted her across the Detroit River into Canada. This was possibly Black America's first non-violent victory, y'all. It wasn't no bloodshed, wasn't no fighting, wasn't no running, chasing, escaping, being hunted down. No, it wasn't none of that. They got her to victory. The next day, the black men put their plan into action. See, they got her to safety first. Now, they armed themselves and began gathering around the jail. Whites did not pay very much attention to them because the Detroit newspaper had already reported that black men near the jail were engaging in silly posturing and should not be taken seriously. When the local sheriff brought Thornton Blackburn out of jail to turn him over to the slave catchers, the black men swung into action. They grabbed Blackburn and spirited him away. When the sheriff intervened, his ass was beaten to the ground, his skull fractured, and some teeth knocked out. Detroit's Mayor Marshall Chapin, Chapin, declared an insurrection and summoned federal troops. A few blacks were arrested, but later released. The sheriff died from his injuries in what was called the Blackburn Riots. A few years later in Canada, Thornton Blackburn became vice president of the Canadian Mill and Mercantile Company in Buxton, Canada, Buxton. By 1870, the Canadian paper reported that he was a wealthy citizen of Toronto, Canada. All is well that ends well. He didn't even come back. He didn't come back to America. But Canada, a lot of people have escaped and survived and succeeded in Canada. Yep, in Canada. Civil War James Bonds, and they was a couple, Ruth and Thornton Blackburn. Remember their name, Ruth and Thornton Blackburn. Civil War Jane Bonds. Not James, but Jane. Yeah. Like Jane Pittman. Yeah, Civil War Jane Bonds. Whether it is a spy movie, novel, or dramatization, the main characters in spying episodes tend to be males. However, there have been some real-life female Jane Bonds. Some of the more interesting female spying occurred during the American Civil War. Elizabeth Van Lew, Vanlew, 2 words. A white female abolitionist operated an elaborate spy ring for the Union Army, while the Southern Confederates rounded up suspected Northern sympathizers and abolitionists, Van Lew was establishing a tight-knit 12-member spy ring made up of wealthy white people, government clerks, and blacks. Van Lew's top agent or spy was a black female named Mary Browser, Browser, whose education at a Quaker school for Negroes in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, had been paid for by Van Lew before the Civil War. When the Civil War began, Mary Browser was assigned to spy in the highest offices of the Southern Confederacy. Van Lew successfully persuaded Varina Davis, Varina, Varina Davis, the First Lady of the Southern Confederacy, to hire Mary Browser as a domestic aide. Once on the Southern payroll, Mary Browser began collecting and reporting information from within President Jefferson Davis's Confederate White House in Richmond, Virginia. Thomas McNiven, McNiven, another Union spy, reported that Browser had a photographic memory and could recall and recite word for word from any notes, letters, and military documents that she had read or any conversations that she had overheard. Photographic memory. Now that's a talent, that's a gift. That's a cosmic gift. Mary Browser, y'all. Browser's dark skin color was her best protection. Confederates assumed that most blacks were loyal, illiterate, non-combative, happy people who were simply spectators of the war. In 1995, modern-day Southerners were surprised when the Military Intelligence Corps identified Mary Browser as a Black American and inducted her into its Hall of Fame. Mary Browser was not the only Black female spy in the Civil War. There were hundreds. In February 1862, a free Black woman from Norfolk, passed through the Confederate lines and went to the Navy Department in Washington, D.C. Hidden inside of her dress was a letter from a Union sympathizer who worked in the Confederate Navy Yard. The letter reported that the Merrimac, Merrimac, which had been scuttled earlier by the Northern forces, was being rebuilt and would soon be finished. Union military forces had fallen behind in their shipbuilding and did not know what progress the Confederate Navy was making. Since Browser's information confirmed that Richmond's Tredegar Iron Works, Tredegar, was building a new Merrimac, which would be a warship with sides covered with metal armor. Oh, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Since Browser's information confirmed that Richmond's Tredegar Iron Works was building a new Merrimac, which would be a warship with sides covered with metal armor, the Union hastily built a similar ironclad ship called the USS Monitor. The Confederates launched the Merrimac, and very quickly, the ship made short work of several Union vessels in key ports. The Union accelerated construction and finished the Monitor just in time for it to confront and engage in a 3-hour battle with the Merrimac. Oh, they finished just in time, y'all. Just in the nick of time. Though the winner of this great sea battle remained inconclusive, history is clear that had the Union Navy not rushed the building of the ironclad Monitor, that ship, the ironclad, they built one too, and they called it the USS Monitor. If they had not rushed the building of the ironclad Monitor, the Confederate South could have controlled the seas during the Civil War. Thus, a Black woman's smuggled information played a key role in determining whether the North or the South would rule the seas during the Civil War. And it said there were hundreds. So yeah, that's another lesson in itself. I believe these readings here, these books are going to be the curriculum. Yeah, once I go back through them, and you too. And we pick out, because to just learn about the hundreds of Black spies, the women and the men, those are lessons in themselves. Each story is leading, each truth is leading to a new lesson. Black Cook became a hero. Ooh, remember we read the one about the, I forgot his name, but he was a chef. I think he was on the ship too. And some pirates took the ship over. and they beat all the crew up and put them downstairs and locked them up and stuff. But the black man, they didn't do nothing to him because, like it just said about Mary, they thought they were lazy and illiterate, couldn't read. Honey, he killed all their ass, set everybody free. Rescued the whole day. He rescued the seas. He saved the seas. I forgot his name. James Ford. It might have been James Ford. We'll see. We'll come back on him. The first time the United States military recognized and honored a black cook as a national hero resulted from an act of heroism that occurred early Sunday morning on December the 7th, 1941, when Japanese planes attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Dory Miller, a cook's helper who was stationed aboard the USS West Virginia, received the Navy Cross Medal for gallantry for dragging his wounded captain to safety and for manning a 50 caliber anti-aircraft machine gun used to shoot down 4 Japanese planes. As a cook's helper, the nation was pleased that a black man who had been denied combat training could have performed so heroically. Miller was honored and recognized in speeches and support the war posters. He remained a cook exempt from combat training. 2 years later, on November 22nd, 1943, while serving white officers, a torpedo from a Japanese submarine sank the Liscome Bay, Liscomebay, the escort carrier to which he had been assigned. This time, Dory Miller was not so lucky. Miller and most of his crew went down with the ship. However, in the minds of older Black Americans, Dory Miller will always be one of their Black heroes. Dory, D-O-R-I-E. Dory Miller. We should be naming our babies after our heroes and sheroes. I don't know what we were thinking about. Me too. Yeah, me too. Myself included. Quotable notable. Hugh Moss, H-U-G-H, Hugh Moss, a 19-year-old Confederate soldier who had just returned from the Civil War, said to one of his Southern friends, "I've been humiliated by Negroes who will no longer take orders. They are putting themselves on an equality with whites. This makes my blood boil." His neighbor responded, "What the North is sending South is not money but dynamite. This education is ruining our Negroes. They are demanding equality." That was it. Yep, quotable notable. Quotable notable. Forgotten white heroes. Okay, let's get credit where credit is due. Forgotten white heroes. We do read about John Brown, but it's more than John Brown. I don't know any, but I know it's more than John Brown. I think there was Elijah Poole, someone to that name. We'll see. But we got the book on John Brown. We know John Brown, he was sincere. Nearly half a century after Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, it is now politically correct for white politicians to proclaim admiration for King and his integration dream. With white conservatives now professing their love and respect for a dead Martin Luther King, the question that haunts many Black Americans is, where are all the white Martin Luther Kings? Throughout this nation's history, there has been a short list of whites willing to fight for rights and justice for Black people. Of the few who did, they too paid a heavy price, usually with their lives. In a list of white heroes for Blacks, John Prentice Matthews, and that's Prentiss. Matthews is Mathews, with one T, not two. And his son ought to be at the very top because they had the zeal and determination of the white abolitionist John Brown. John Matthews Sr. was born in Mississippi in 1840 to a wealthy white family that owned 35 slaves. When the Civil War started, John believed so strongly in freedom and justice for Black people that he fought with the Union Army during the Civil War. After the Civil War, radical Republicans helped John Matthews get elected to the office of sheriff in Mississippi. In his off-duty hours, he organized local Black voters into an independent party. A A few white farmers who believed that black people were entitled to all the rights, privileges, and immunities of American citizens also joined the Independent Party. When Matthews and his newly formed Independent Party outvoted local Democrats in the local elections, they became the target of threats and violence. Black churches and homes were bombed and burned. White racists conducted coon hunts and warned John Matthews to stop politically aiding blacks. He did not stop encouraging blacks to register and vote in every election. In 1883, on the morning of a major local election, John Matthews delivered ballots to polling booths in the town's black community. But before he could drop the ballots, Ras Wheeler, Ras Wheeler, Wheeler, a racist Southern Democrat, pulled out a shotgun and shot Matthews twice at close range, killing him instantly. An all-white jury found Ras Wheeler not guilty of killing John Matthews, and they appointed him to fill the then vacant sheriff's position. Ain't that a bitch? Immediately upon assuming office, Wheeler posted a city ordinance that said, in this town, no man or men shall organize the Negro race against the whites in this county. Anyone who does so at their own peril. The members of the black/white aliens took the hint and left town. The one exception was John Matthews Jr., his son. John Matthews Jr. was only 15 years old when his father was murdered, but he tried to pick up where his father left off. Matthews Jr. began reorganizing local blacks and liberal right Republicans and running them for political office on black issues. John Matthews Jr. quickly became unpopular with Sheriff Wheeler and most of the whites, who nicknamed him Coon. That's what they called him, Coon. On Christmas Day in 1890, a week after his 22nd birthday, John Matthews Jr. was shot down by white racist people in the street. He was buried next to his father in a black cemetery. White Mississippians then enacted the infamous Mississippi Constitution of 1890, which kept blacks out of politics for another 75 years. Except for the small broken monument at their gravesite, it is apparent that few people, including black people, remember John Prentice Matthews and his son and their personal sacrifices that they made. And I ask you, you sure you want to spend forever and ever with these people? Where's John Matthews, John Prentice Matthews? Where's his mentality at among white people now? John Brown, where's their mentality among white people right now today? It ain't none. White folks, the government, white folks, white people, common white people, too, made sure that it wasn't no more John Brown mentalities out there. It wasn't no more John Prentice Matthews mentalities out there within their people. No, that fake shit they telling us, showing us, giving us. Set that shit down and pick up your own. Pick up your own, my people. Black heroes and Roman legends. During the Black Civil Rights Movement of the 1950s and the 1960s, Italian and Greek movies about Hercules filled the screens in theaters in black neighborhoods. These movies paid respect to special Roman and Greek gods and the gifts they had bestowed upon a very special folk hero named Hercules, who stood head and shoulders above all the others in Roman and Greek legends. Modern movies and literature present Hercules as a Greek with Aryan facial features, a white man. Movies and stories endow him with great strength, athleticism, virtue, masculine beauty, noble lineage, and valor. But they failed to mention that Hercules was of African origin And he was a black man. Y'all, all of the heroes, every last one of them. Now we got these cartoons of and stuff, y'all. The movies, the X-Men and stuff like that. All of them was black. It ain't been no white gods, deities, heroes, and she-ros. John Brown was their hero. John Brown was to save black people and even more importantly, white folks. Because he was going to save their mentality. Teach them how to, again, have some humanity about themselves. Some mankindness about themselves, if you will. But at this point, I mean, come on now. I don't know when it was that exact moment that white folks decided they don't want to be mankind no more. They don't want to be no part of humanity no more. They just don't. But yeah, everybody was black. You believe it, it's true. Everybody was black. All of them. Movies and stories. Look, that movies and stories endow him with great strength, athleticism, virtue, masculine beauty, noble lineage, and valor. Where the white man that's got all of that? Where? You better not say Jesus. Jesus was not athletic. That man in that movie and stuff, the greatest story ever told. That man didn't live nothing but that cross they put on him. That man was not athletic and stuff. He wasn't dark. He wasn't a black man. What masculine beauty? That man on that white man, Cesareo Borgia, was not handsome and beautiful. Not to me, in my opinion. I don't see nothing that y'all see that he was so grand. That man, I hardly even resonate with that picture that came from that whole narrative of Jesus Christ. Yeah, I never resonated with none of that about him. But that's why, because it wasn't him. Y'all better start saying black Jesus if you do say Jesus. You better start saying black Jesus. When somebody asks me, you believe in Jesus? All I can say now is who? Black Jesus? Black Jesus. Yeah, just start. We're going to have to start somewhere. At least start thinking to yourself. That's going to be hard enough for you. The root of the name Hercules can be traced back to the people of ancient Ethiopia and Egypt, who conceived of a mighty savior named Heru. In some instances, Heru was a title bestowed upon Egyptian pharaohs who became known for their courage and pursuit of justice. Ancient Greeks, who were students of African teachers, adopted the words Horus, Horus, and Hero, Hero, and Heracles as derivatives of Heru. And Heracles is Heracles, which is going to end up being Hercules. We get into that because we're talking about Hercules. Heracles or Hercules, therefore, are titles. So Hercules ain't even a name. It's his title. In the book Black Athena, Martin Bernal, Bernal, points out that illustrations on ancient Greek paintings depicted the legendary Hercules as a curly-haired black African. Hercules is shown as an enormous, muscular, big black skin, giant. It says enormous, muscular, black-skinned giant with obvious Negroid features common to people of African descent. That was a big black man. Hercules was. He was so protective and so strong, y'all. Hercules was. There wasn't no white man. They lied. They lied. There ought to be a class action lawsuit. White folks should shut their mouth. I'm just saying, in my opinion. In a battle scene with white Europeans and black Egyptians, Hercules is depicted crushing the white-skinned assailants beneath his feet and striking the black Egyptian attackers. In sculptures from early history, Greeks appear to be descendants of blacks and whites. Would movie fans and readers of Greek literature still view Hercules as their hero if they knew of his black past? Would they, y'all? They probably be disowned him and stuff. No, we don't want him no more. You banned. You can't even say Hercules no more. You can't play it in your TV, your tablet, your phone. They'll put a ban on Hercules. Yep. The very first Black Constitution. The Black Constitution, y'all. Who was that I was listening to, Sister Tiffany? No, she was telling about the different civil rights. You know, it's more than one civil rights now. Yes, so much homework to do. But it's so many, yeah, it's more than one civil rights. And right here, y'all, is more than one constitution, obviously. On May 8th, 1858, legendary abolitionist John Brown and some of his white and Black supporters secretly convened in the No. 3 Colored Fire Company in Chatham, Ontario, and drafted a Black national constitution that they hoped would serve as the founding law of liberated Blacks and their community in the Allegheny Mountains, Allegheny, Allegheny Mountains. The preamble to the Black Constitution read, whereas slavery throughout its entire existence in the United States is none other than a most barbarous, unprovoked, and unjustifiable war of one portion of its citizens upon another portion, the only conditions of which are perpetual imprisonment and hopeless servitude or absolute extermination, and utter disregard and violation of those eternal and self-evident truths set forth in our Declaration of Independence. John Brown believed that slavery was nothing less than a crime against the most basic American principles. Rather than appealing to whites for freedom and justice, John Brown felt that Black people needed to take up arms in their own defense. His plan was to capture the military armory at Harper's Ferry, free and arm the slaves, then retreat to an armed Black community in the Appalachian Mountains. Brown believed armed slave camps in the Appalachian Mountains, which ran north to south across the eastern part of the United States, would be like driving a stake into the heart of slavery. With the vision of a Black community in his head and a Black constitution in his hands, John Brown and his interracial party rode into Harper's Ferry and a special place in Black history. John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry excited the nation and triggered a civil war that led to the death of Black slavery. Strip searching, Soldier of Truth. During slavery, white male chivalry gave Black females freedom and access within mainstream society that Black males never had. Black females were non-threatening to whites, but they questioned the sex of aggressive Black women. Whites were often curious to know if an aggressive and outspoken Black woman really was a woman, or was she a Black man impersonating a woman? To answer his question, white men often paid close attention to the bodies of Black women and sometimes demanded proof of their gender. White men never doubted or challenged the gender of an outspoken and aggressive white woman associated with the women's movement. Perhaps the best known incident of this sort of gender questioning of a Black female occurred with Soldier of Truth, the legendary Black female activist in the 1800s. Soldier of Truth was asked to speak at a women's rights convention in Indiana. Upon arriving, Soldier met the familiar charge that she was actually a Black man dressed up in women's clothing. That's what they always say. Upon arriving, Soldier met the familiar charge, the familiar bullying or intimidation, if you will. As soon as she showed up, they started saying that she was a Black man dressed up in women's clothing. A white doctor on the scene suggested that the gender issue be settled once and for all by having Sojourner bare her breast before the assembled white audience. The audience championed the doctor's suggestions. A witness to this spectacle retold the incident in a letter to William Lloyd Garrison, one of the nation's foremost slavery abolitionists. According to a witness, Sojourner told them that her breast had suckled many of white babies, to the exclusion of her own offspring. However, all of them had grown into adulthood. Even though they had sucked her colored breasts, in her estimation, they were far more manly than those in the audience who were persecuting and embarrassing her. According to the witness, Sojourner quietly asked them as she disrobed her bosom if they too want a sucker. In vindication of her truthfulness, Sojourner told the white audience that she didn't mind showing her breast to the public because it was not to her shame, but to their shame. Though she had no power or material resources, Sojourner Truth fought against black slavery and gender domination. Unfortunately, she devoted her entire life to appealing to white morality and decency that evidently did not exist in race matters. Yep, it wasn't no mercy with them. It wasn't no appealing to them. You couldn't appeal to them. You can't appeal to them. She spent her entire life trying to prove to white folks, trying to, reach that whatever morality they got in them, and there just wasn't none. A black inventor to the rescue. In 1914, Garrett Augustus Morgan, and we've been learning from Augustus Courbet. Yeah. In 1914, Garrett Augustus Morgan, a scientist and inventor, constructed and patented a smoke inhalator protective hood and gas mask smoke protector that allowed the wearer to enter smoky or toxic environments without breathing contaminated air. His protective gear covered the wearer's head and their shoulders and supplied clean air to the wearer through 2 tubes from a bag of air that hung on the back of the hood. Garrett Morgan's invention received national attention on July 25th, 1916, when the Cleveland Waterworks exploded, entrapping more than 20 workmen inside a tunnel filled with poisonous smoking gases. And Garrett Morgan was called to the scene to rescue the men who were trapped about 228 feet below Lake Erie. Morgan and his brother put on their protective hoods, entered the tunnel, and rescued the trapped workers. Morgan was proclaimed Cleveland's most honored and bravest hero. Hoping to translate his newly acquired national popularity into sales of his invention, Morgan hired white people to market and sell his inventions, especially in the South. When his customers discovered he was black, his sale orders quickly dried up. Morgan discovered that rescuing 20 men and being recognized as a national hero was fine. But unfortunately, it did not wash off enough blackness to allow him to compete and prosper in business from an invention that saves lives. That's how white folks was. That's how white folks was, though. Yep. The legend of St. Patrick's Day. Whoa! We got a notebook. We doing studies on holidays, y'all. Where's our notebook at on the holidays? Yes, horror days. We got a notebook on holidays. Yep, because we finna stop celebrating all these holidays. Every time you turn around, you gotta go spend some money on a holiday. I'm just saying. You just went and spent money on a holiday. Now, look, it's finna be another holiday coming up. You finna go spend some more money. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Be like shit here. We finna just live and be happy together. We finna just love on each other. The legend of St. Patrick's Day. Every spring, millions of white people and black people alike celebrate St. Patrick's Day by wearing green items of clothing or displaying the Irish shamrock. How many would continue to celebrate St. Patrick if they knew they were honoring a black man? In his book, we might can. St. Patrick might be the only day, the only holiday, y'all, that's truly, I don't know, let's read. Oh, wow. How many would continue to celebrate St. Patrick if they knew they were honoring a black man? In his book, Now Valid Contributions to Civilization, is this Anthony Browder? Anthony T. Browder! We've been learning about him. Anthony T. Browder is our brother from the west side of Chicago, y'all. He is the first, probably the only one that I know of now, archaeological excavator of ours, a black man from the west side of Chicago. He go into the tombs and they go down deep into the tombs and stuff, y'all. And that's his book. That is his book right there. We got to add it to our book list. Now Valid Contributions to Civilizations. Yep. Anthony Browder tells how in how in 432. No, that ain't 14, it's 432 AD. Pope Celestine I sent a former British slave named Patrick with an army into Ireland to convert the general population to Christianity. In the process of converting the local inhabitants, Patrick's army allegedly slew thousands of Irishmen, founded more than 300 churches, and baptized more than 120,000 people. The Vatican rewarded Patrick with sainthood and a feast day on March 17th. According to Anthony Browder, what is not commonly known about St. Patrick is that the snakes he allegedly drove out of Ireland and into the sea were not the crawling kind, but the walking kind. They were Druids, a religious group that worshiped snakes. The presence of Druids and their snake ideologies were a direct threat to the development of Christianity in Ireland and had to be removed. On the next St. Patrick's Day, how many white people would proudly wear green and join St. Patrick's Day marches if they knew they were celebrating a black man who freed Ireland by driving dreaded two-headed snakes out of the country and into the sea? So yeah, you're going to celebrate anything, Black America, celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, St. Patrick's freed the Irishmen. Yeah, he freed the Irish. That was St. Patrick's. Wow, St. Patrick. See, we should be naming our babies after our heroes. Yeah, I'm having me another baby name my baby after a hero. Yeah, they gonna have everybody name. Y'all like, that baby got 12 names. Face, what the hell? What you call it? I know, I'm just joking with y'all. But for real, it's power in our names. We don't forget about our sacred names of our heroes and sheroes. Yeah, now we just put together letters in the alphabet and come up with a name. You know, I spent a lot of time on my baby's names. Yep, I sure did. I was coming up with everybody. What's your name? What's your middle name? Well, what's your mama middle name and stuff, you know, and coming up with the name and stuff. The siblings, my mama's siblings, everybody's name was on a piece of paper to come up with that perfect name. When all we got to do, y'all, is study and remember. Because that's where the significance and the power come from. I ain't saying ain't no power with my great-grandmama and my mama, you know, my dad and my daddy's brother, you know, my favorite uncle. You know, I ain't saying there ain't no power in their names and stuff, because it is. But these names right here, see, these names right here gonna latch on to them with their persona, their attitude, their personality, their strength, their courage for their people, the courage for their people. You know, and they'll begin to take on this mindset, you know, for our people. You know, my uncle loved our people and stuff too. You know, I love all my people, my uncles and stuff, but you know, we got to give credit and honor where we can best use it. We got to put that where we can best use it. Because we always tell stories about, you know, Uncle Jamie Lee and Skeet. And, you know, yeah, we always tell our stories when we were young and growing up and stuff. But we tend to forget about our heroes and sheroes. Let's bring them back by naming our babies and stuff. Yeah, get that baby. Somebody done had a newborn baby around you. Nickname that baby St. Patrick. Nickname that baby Saint. Just nickname him Saint. When they ask you, when people ask him and he get like 7, 8 years old, well, why are they calling you Saint? What's so Saint about you? And then that baby can tell him, yeah, because I'm St. Patrick. I'm named after St. Patrick. Yep, I free people. Yeah. I'm just saying, you know, yeah. Belated recognition of a Black hero. Throughout this nation's history, Black men and women have fought in every war in defense of it, but have received little public recognition. Towards the end of the 20th century, things began to change. On January 16, 2001, President Bill Clinton awarded the Medal of Honor to Corporal Andrew Jackson Smith of the 55th Massachusetts Company in the Union Army for deeds performed at the Battle of Honey Hill in South Carolina on November 30th, 1864. Corporal Smith distinguished himself by taking up his regiment's colors from the hand of a fallen forebearer of a fallen color bearer, then carrying the colors and exposing himself to enemy gunfire throughout the battle. President Bill Clinton's recognition of Corporal Smith is without a doubt a rare honor for a Black Union soldier in the American Civil War, and the most belated military award in this nation's military history. However, it is always better late than never. We read in one of the other, I think it might have been one of the other books, that a lot of our heroes and sheroes, they were posthumously awarded after they had passed away. Then they were awarded and, inducted into the Hall of Fame. And like we just read here, some of the families of our fallen, heroes and sheroes received their medals and stuff like that they were given after they had died and stuff. Oh, we on chapter 3. We making headway. Let's get some shout out. Good day, Leah. It is so good to see you. Oh, who is it? I have been to the Bill Pickett Rodeo. What? Oh, my ancestors. I know it was awesome. Yeah, I'm going to put that on my bucket list. You're going to have to tell us about that. You're going to have to tell us about it. We need to be able to do things like this. I know you enjoyed yourself. Yep, and our Uncle Charles and Uncle Junior. Yeah, we always keep our memories alive and stuff, we supposed to. But we forgot about our genius relatives and stuff. We gotta bring their memories back. Yeah, we see they wiping them away and stuff. These people losing their minds. Yeah, they trying to take everything from us and stuff. And another 20, 50 years, I told you people gonna be like, there really was Black people for real? And they're gonna be like, yeah, you can see some of them in them smart cities over there. Come on, we're gonna sneak down there and watch them and look at them. I don't know what this supposed to be like. I'm just saying, names and games. Naming is a power tool. And we're talking about names now. Let's see what it got to tell us. We're going to learn today. Many facts. In the 1800s, a zip coon was a real-life Sambo. A zip coon was an urban Black person who spent his time and money pretending to be high class. Now, that hit deep right there for me, y'all. That cuts deep for me because my great-grandfather's name was Sambo. I don't know what he did. I don't know. He died before I was even born and stuff. I don't know what happened to him. No one ever told us anything or told me anything. I didn't ask anything. I didn't even know that Sambo was, a sellout name. A Sambo was used to identify those who had turned against us. What he do with white folks? Did my great-granddaddy do to be called Sambo? And now I'm reading about it and stuff. I'm going to reach out to one of my great aunties and ask them. But that's all right, great-granddaddy, because I'm turning all that around for you. Whatever it was, whoever tricked you and manipulated you, I can't even imagine. Because, if I get to thinking about it and stuff, something happened to him, and he thought he was safe with white folks, and then white folks turned on him. What am I going to learn? What did they do to my granddaddy, my great-granddaddy? And my great-grandmama spent her whole life alone, a widow. So, yeah, I'm to the point now, I ain't rushing up on it and stuff, but it's in my heart. It's almost like a burning desire now to find out what happened to my great-granddaddy. I mean, these motherfuckers now here, you can't hide every goddamn thing. My great-granddaddy should be avenged, too. He was misled, too. I'm here to free my great-granddaddy, too, now. I forgive him just like I forgive everybody else that trusted in white folks and that was misled by white folks. I forgive Martin Luther King. I forgive Martin. I sure do. If I see Martin written now, I ain't got but one question to ask Martin. Well, you gonna tell us to judge all white people by the way they culture teach us? I sure will judge white people by how their culture out there is teaching us. Because if you ain't got your ass out there fighting against like John Brown was, then why the hell is you sitting up in here with me all day, every day? Yeah, so yeah, a real life Sambo, a zip coon. Yeah, but that's all right, my granddaddy, my great-granddaddy, my great-grandmama, Eileen's husband. Here she is right here. I don't even have a picture of granddaddy. but I'm gonna find one. Yeah, that's my great grandmama right there, Eileen Collier, Sambo's wife. Yeah, I let her down too, but not no more. You ain't letting down nobody no more. I'm done being a failure. In the late 1850s, the United States State Department, the U.S. State Department clarified its treaty with Mexico by declaring that, unlike Mexicans and American Indians, Negroes were not people of color. That's what it said in the late 1850s. The U.S. State Department clarified its treaty with Mexico by declaring that, unlike Mexicans and American Indians, Negroes were not people of color. Well, you know, I'm of the thought that other folks is not people of color. They more white than they are of, you know, melanin, black, if you will. I just feel like that most people got the hair structure of white folks. Yeah, just because they got a little tint to them and stuff, they identify as white. I mean, I'm just saying. Wow. All of this over color. White folks, racist. Racism did all this. In 1860, blacks made up over 51% of the nation's prison population. 150 years, blacks still make up over 51% of the nation's prison population. And that was in 1860. And now it's been over 150 years. Longer now since this book came out, a few years more. And it's still over 51%. Yeah, we got to get a rein on our babies, y'all. Our children, our youth. It's gone back so far. Because they ain't getting the knowledge that we need to give them to settle their minds, to give their mind a focus. Some tracks, if you will. Yeah, their mind ain't nothing but just gravel. Just gravel. That's all their mind is. Ain't no trees growing, ain't no flowers blooming in their little minds and stuff, y'all. Come on. All for white folks. All for motherfucking white folks. In the late 1890s, nearly 90% of the nation's hate crimes was against black people. In the 1990s, FBI reports indicated that 68% of all hate crimes was against black people. So that was the 1890s, nearly 90% of all the nation's hate crimes was against black people. Then 100 years later, in 1990, the FBI indicated that 68% of all the hate crimes was against black people. Oh, this is going to be our last one right here. And I got to do this one right here. Naming and framing a nation. I know that's what it say. Naming and framing a nation. This nation was named after slave trading profiteers. Oh, it is debatable whether Columbus actually discovered America. However, there is no debate over the fact that Columbus carried slaves on his second voyage across the Atlantic Ocean and into the Caribbean islands. Following in Columbus's footsteps, an Italian navigator named Amerigo Vespucci, who sailed west a few years after Columbus, saw the American coastline and lent his name to the North, Central, and the South American continents. It is an interesting fact that the Americas were named after a slave trader, Amerigo Vespucci. Vespucci acquired more than 200 slaves from another Italian slave trader, and his name was Antonio de Torres. Torres. Like Columbus, he promised his queen millions in slavery-generated profits. Vespucci envisioned earning millions in profits from slave sales. However, the financial dreams of these two men were never realized. The greatest irony is that both Columbus and Vespucci received international recognition for being identified with the Americas. Yet neither one of them actually came ashore or even set foot on the landmass of North, Central, and South America. Oh, that right there in itself. Amerigo Vespucci. Well, that's where you go, America. Yeah, Amerigo Vespucci. And here we are in America. I probably should have just left it Babylon. Probably should have left it as Babylon. Yeah. Oh, the first American names. Oh, we're gonna start that tomorrow. Yeah. We in chapter 3 now. We're gonna start making headway with this book right here. Because yeah, it's a lot of knowledge in here. Whoa. Racism in school books. The power of a name. Look at that. Southern incest was common. Thank you, ancestors. Well, yeah, we're gonna pick up with that right there tomorrow. Now let's just get us some goodness, and then we're gonna go outside because it's a beautiful day out there. Every day, y'all is getting closer and closer to summertime. Start getting happy. Start getting happy if you ain't. I don't know about you, because right about now we would still be buried in snow. But now, yeah, the sun is coming out more and stuff, and hey, we love it. I do. That's my battery. Sure is, honey. So we're going to leave us with some goodness, y'all. And you know what the goodness is. Gratitude and a song. Always keep your gratitude with you. I don't care what you're going through. We know the world is on fire. I know the world is on fire. Yep, I know the world is on fire. I was listening to Dr. Delbert Africa last night. Yep, I'll read it to you. I'll let you know what I learned and stuff, because I sure learned some stuff last night. But, the world is on fire right now as we speak. But we got to get us out of this burning house. Yeah, the world going to take care of themselves. Trust me. The world going to take care of themselves. Somebody running right now to get some fire extinguishers to put them fires out and stuff. They really just hoping that black people run to the rescue. And then go back into the burning house, I guess. That's how that one war was. Was it the Revolutionary War? That black men fought in as slaves. And then after the war, black men went right back to being slaves in chains again. And white folks allowed it. White folks demanded it. Oh, no, you're going to come and help us fight this war. And then you come right on back to the plantation. So, yeah, we could come out of this burning house, just hold off on fighting for us, on saving us, on rescuing us, and run out there and try to save the immigrants. And white folks help them get their jobs back and stuff, But for what? Why are we going to do that? We can't do that. No, we got to keep choosing us. See, once you start choosing yourself in life, you must continue. It's like riding a bike. You start riding that bike, you're going to fall over. You got to keep your gratitude coming, or it's going to stop. Your abundance going to stop. It's going to slack up. I'm not saying you ain't going to still get your prosperity and stuff. As long as you're working, you're going to get your paycheck. But you got to keep it going and stuff. Same thing. You got to keep it going. So, yeah, keep some gratitude with you. I always keep gratitude with me and stuff. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I say them 3 words. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, ancestors. You can say them throughout all day, once an hour if you want to. Don't nobody know. Ain't nobody got to know. That's for you. So that's like you putting on your brand new outfit. Somebody may go shopping and buy them a whole new Louis Vuitton outfit and stuff. Think they looking good, looking like leave it. The LV, leave it. But then here you are with your gratitude. That's all you got. All you need is your gratitude and the song in your heart. Honey, folks think you the richest thing. You don't won the lottery because that gratitude is showing on you. Gratitude shields you from negativity, y'all. Gratitude makes you at least 25% happier. Now, I know we're going through a lot. We depressed, we sad, we can't get our focus right and stuff. We just going through a lot. We are just going through a lot. The world is truly on our shoulders, and we don't even know. We ain't put it there. It's always just been like that for black folks and stuff. But it ain't got to worry you. You just focus on what you need to focus on, which is black people. And then, you won't be so weighed down. So, in that respect and stuff, gratitude might make you feel 15% happier because everything is weighing you down. Everything is keeping you in a just Just ready for this day to be over with, instead of letting you be your free, natural self. Like, when the birds go out here flying around and stuff, the birds is not, you don't see their wings open up just a little bit and they barely flapping. No, you see their wings open up and they be flapping, So yeah, just relieve yourself from all that toxicity, the negativity, those that do you no good. Those that bring you no good, as soon as you see them, I know she wants something or she ready to complain and stuff, If you can't help them and that's just a negative Nancy. If that's just Karen bringing her ass over there to start some shit, cut them off. Cut them off. Those that make you feel like that, that's keeping you like that, because even your gratitude is stunted. I'm just saying, like, now take someone else. That I don't care what nobody's saying stuff, I'm gonna say hi to you and visit for 5 minutes and then I'm leaving because you always bring me down. Someone of that nature. Yeah, they're gonna get that 25% happier because they done let go of all that dead weight. They done let go of all that stoicness and that negativity and them people and places and things that don't mean them no good. So see, you gotta be loyal to yourself for these things to be very beneficial to you now. If you're not loyal to yourself, ain't no need in saying, thank you. I thank you for this. I thank you for that and stuff. If you're not going to let it bring you the utmost abundance that it can. I don't know about y'all and stuff. Maybe you happy with 15%. Maybe gratitude give you 15% happiness and you happy with that. But I want my 25% because that's what it said. Gratitude makes you at least 25% happy. I want my whole 25%. I do. But see, since I always try to keep a song in my heart and keep my gratitude, I'm looking at it like gratitude makes me, I'm just talking about me, at least 55% happy. Because you see how that is. But see, that's once we get our mindset synced in on us. Once we get our mindset thinking and living and talking and visioning about us, see, then that right there slowly. It don't do it overnight, raise your vibration, but slowly it'll raise your vibration, honey, and it'd be like everything trying to come at you and stuff be like, boop, boop. It can't even get to you and stuff because that gratitude is like a shield. Boop. It can't even get over there close to you and stuff, that shield. Whatever way it try to come, it can try to come up, and it won't hit you and stuff because that gratitude is around you. It's shielding you from negativity, Yeah, and gratitude rewires your brain. Gratitude eliminates stress and it heals your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul. Gratitude improves your sleep. You can sleep like a baby. Yeah, gratitude boosts your self-esteem and your performance. Gratitude enhances the law of attraction, y'all. Whatever you're grateful for, more of it is going to come. You got to be sincere now. Be sincere in your meditating. Because, see, we got to change this mindset on a true realm. We can't be playing around with it and then know in our heart that this is where we still are in this circle because it's not going to work to your benefit. Now, you might be all right getting a motor scooter, but somebody else might want them an RV. You don't want no RV? You rather have a motor scooter? Okay, then. Well, take your 15% happier self on. I'm just saying, yeah, do the best for you so you can receive the best that's coming to you. Ain't no need in leaving the rest of that 10% of happiness out there. That gratitude, if it's going to bring you 25% happier, get your 25%. Why you going to let yourself stay down here where you get the 15% and then your other 10% is out there somewhere? No, get what's yours. Get what you deserve. Don't keep your treasures and stuff stored up in heaven. Get your treasures while you here. Improve relationships. Gratitude improves relationships. Honey, don't nobody want to be around somebody always waiting on you to drop $1. Yeah, if that's okay, just go on and say, shoot, I need $10. You got $5. Yeah, don't nobody want to be around nobody like that and stuff, so be grateful. So to improve your relationships, only those who can appreciate you will be in your circle. Yep, you'll see. Once you start being grateful and stuff, here she come again. Honey, let them think like that and let them go on about their business. Because they don't appreciate you and they won't get nothing from you. They'll stunt you. People like that will stunt you. So we got to use discernment. We got to listen to our intuition today. Now, I'm just saying, you know, and last but not least, y'all, is singing. Oh, you know, I love a good song. Yes, I'm happy to sing with Dr. Ray Hagens today. I've been thinking about that song too. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love Dr. Ray Hagens. Thank you. Gratitude, Dr. Ray. How your body reacts to singing. Y'all, when you sing in joyful or expressive songs, it nourishes your heart. It balances your emotion and it uplifts your spirit. Yes, honey. When you sing that music and stuff, your whole body starts healing. Let me tell you how. Singing helps expand your lungs and it improves your oxygen intake. And everybody know that I think, yes, face the nation. I done said it. And I hope somebody, you know, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong, then prove it. That black people, you're out here breathing like white folks now. You're breathing like white folks. Your nose gonna be that thin. You see that nose right there? Your nose gonna be that thin in a score years. In a score years, your nose ain't gonna be like that no more. No, your nose gonna have that little thin shake on. You better start living for yourself. Stop impersonating other people. Be yourself, Black America. Because as you see, everybody else is being you. Everybody else is practicing. Yeah, everybody else practicing to be black. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be white folks that's gonna rise up and say, "Hey, we the new black." But it could be the Chinese. I might share that video tonight, well, honey, sister. You know, we got a lot of our family in Black Africa that's telling our stories for us because we ain't even telling our stories for us. You know, and I know, you know, Alan D. Grimshaw, man, writing the books, telling our history and stuff. But yeah, we must tell our own stories. I'm more appreciative of Africa, our family in Africa, for telling our stories and stuff. But we must do these things also. But yeah, honey, our sister shared that same video I was telling y'all about. Where the Chinese man went into the salon to get into the barbershop to get his hair done. And honey, he came out, his hair was kinky like mine. Well, she had some more videos, honey. They were coming out with beads and locks. Yeah, they were coming out, Chinese men. And I was like, oh, my ancestors. We might see it tonight. We might share it because it's in the history now. It ain't too far down. But I'm just saying, you know. So this right here is really, singing is probably one of the only times that we get a full expansion of air in our lungs because we breathing shallow. We breathing like white folks. How can you not breathe like white folks? You're doing everything else like them, Black America. I'm just saying. You're doing everything else like white America. Why wouldn't you be breathing like them? I have to remind myself sometimes, you know, to breathe right. Breathe from your diaphragm right here. You know, when you breathe right and you breathe, when you breathe in, your belly is supposed to expand. When you breathe out, it's supposed to, your stomach should be able to touch your spine. It's something like that to breathing. You know, I have to lay down and do it or whatever, or really get into it so I can explain how it is. Because it's like, it can be vice versa, but it ain't supposed to. Yeah, I still have to learn to work on it and stuff. I didn't know nothing about breathing. But yeah, honey, it's very detrimental that we get our breathing right back on track. We got to get it back. You know, singing helps regulate emotions like frustration, anger, and stress out of your liver. That's why negative Nancy is so negative, complaining all the time. She got all that frustration, that anger and stress, just irritable. Everything built up in her liver. Everything built up in her liver and stuff. I know you ain't got but 4 or 5 words to say to her before she cuss you out. So just ask her, what's your favorite song? Just say it real fast. What's your favorite song? And that's it. Wait to see if she gonna tell you. When she tell you her favorite song, sing it. Start with the chorus. Sing some part of that song and stuff so it'll break the ice. And she either gonna cry or laugh. I don't know. She either gonna cry or start laughing. And you done helped her. You done helped her. And now you just tell her to always keep her song in her heart, no matter where she at, what she doing, who she around, who she feel like, you know, everybody looking at me and people, you know, don't want to help me and folks this and folks that, whatever she going through. Tell her to keep that song in her heart so it can help her push through. I'm just saying, you know, we got to be there and help each other with these simple things. It don't cost your ass nothing. I'm not saying when you go to the store and stuff and you see her out there that you give her all the change left or all the change in the bottom of your purse, although you should. But, you know, yeah, just teach her how how to be happy, how to push through all of that. Because it's a lot. That's why we don't know what people going through out here and stuff. People don't even know. Keep a song in your heart and keep gratitude with you. You halfway there. You halfway there, baby. You ain't even got that much weighing you down like you think you do once you hold on to your gratitude and your song. I'm just saying it worked for me. Yeah. And your kidneys, this is last, y'all. Your kidneys. Singing can strengthen your kidney energy. Y'all, by fostering vocal expressions. When you hit that high note, oh, honey, your kidneys is too. Oh, your kidneys is too. Because it fosters your vocal expression. However, your vocal cords is singing that song, honey, and I mean, you be in your car going to town on that song, don't you? Your kidneys is too. So whatever your primary, your doctor, whomever them folks be, I'm trying to get the Dr. Yaki. But when you get to them folks and they tell you, oh, yeah, your lungs, your kidney, your heart is a little testy and stuff, whatever, start singing. Sing your mama's favorite song. Sing your daddy's favorite song. Your grandmama had that favorite song. Now, don't go out here, and latch on to Beyonce. Because Halo gonna lead your ass right back to Drunken Love, whatever that song is. Find you one of them songs that's gonna really resonate with you so it can shalate all of that toxicity out of you, okay? Music is the only activity, not even sex, not even food, will activate every part of your brain, but music does. Music does. Always keep a song in your heart. I'm just saying, yeah, Halo, all right, and stuff. But yeah, find some music, some songs and stuff that's going to really resonate with you, with your core being. And for me, that's going back to my mom and my daddy music. And then we got reggae. Reggae is good. Reggae is very good. I'm trying to expand my musical interests to include other music. I like what's her name? Nika, Nneka. I like Nika. I like Morgan Heritage. I like Bob Marley. It's a few of them that I'm gravitating to because I'm trying to grow myself. I'm trying to evolve. Shit, I'm not gonna stay down here with these white folks and stuff and be white. No, not me. So I just want us to be, be loyal to us. That's it. Just be loyal to us. Be yourself. Let your babies be themselves. It's going to be hard now. Some of y'all can't even tell baby girl that, no, we're not going to do the weave no more. Oh, she's going to be depressed for like 2 damn months. You see what the fuck you done did? Now you got to be creative. You're going to have to be creative to get her mindset where that she don't think that it's only weave going to make her beautiful. That's what you did. You've been putting it in her hair shit since she was 4. And now she what, 9, 10? And now we ain't doing weave no more. You're going to have to be creative now. Yeah, I suggest you find that video talking about that weave and, and put it on. Put the short on so it'll re-loop. It'll play over and over and over again. And it'll catch her mind's eye. Wait a minute, this is they talking about Canacolon, the weave, the hair weave. I forgot the name of it because I'm just talking about it. And that weave and stuff, it leaks chemicals into our brains and stuff, and we putting that shit in our hair, and y'all leave that weave in for weeks, months at a time and stuff. You getting it wet, especially some of that weave you got to dip in hot water so it'll curl up. That's releasing more chemicals from the weave that you inhaling, all of that right there. So even those things are okay to let your baby see. Why we can't do the weave no more. It's not traumatizing. It's just gonna help her to see that, yeah, I don't want that shit in my, well, she ain't gonna cuss. Well, I don't want that stuff in my hair, mama. Nah, I'll be fine with my own hair. And then you take her out and buy her all kind of hair stuff. Get her some hair oils, some lotions and stuff for her hair. Get her some little barrettes and some little bows and colorful rubber bands and stuff. And let her do her own hair. You do her hair and let her get used to her own hair and stuff, the feel of it, how versatile it is. Baby, you can braid it up with your hair, not weave. You can braid it up one day. You can put puff balls the other day. You can do all kind of stuff with our hair and stuff. Try to get back to it and stuff. I'll give you some suggestions if you need to and stuff. But the main thing is you're going to have to let her know that she beautiful. Just let her know, baby, this stuff is covering up all your beauty. Yeah, this weed right here is coming. I ain't seen your beautiful eyes since you was 6. You know, since you start putting it in our hair, I'm just saying, you know. But peace and power to the people. Let's go get us some sun. I know. Let's rejuvenate. We're going to get on some sun and rejuvenate. And you know, when you're out in the sun, it increases your mitochondrial DNA, your mitochondria count too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Hopefully tonight. Yep. Hopefully tonight, so we can read some more. Peace and power to the people.